This is the Met thing. Crime going, knife crime, 60% up, and you don't care. Nothing to say? Nothing to say? Nothing to say?
Mark Collett warns Britain. Lessons from Sadiq Khan's London. You know when a warning drops, and you can't help but wonder if it's overblown or if we're all just not paying enough attention. That's exactly where Britain finds itself right now. Mark Collett, a figure known for his blunt political commentary, has fired off a warning about London under Sadiq Khan, and he's framing it as more than just a local governance issue. In his view, London's current trajectory could be a preview of where other British cities are headed. And the way he's putting it has people talking. Let's break down what happened. In a recent online broadcast, Collett described London as a city in transformation, but not in the way its leaders would have you believe. He argued that under Khan's leadership, London has become a political experiment, with policies prioritizing image, cultural signaling, and ideological branding over practical governance. He pointed to rising concerns about crime, housing costs, and public transport strains, issues that he says are being overshadowed by debates on symbolism and messaging. London isn't just a capital city, he said. It's the beating heart of the UK, and if you change the heart, you change the whole body. Khan's team wasn't silent. Within hours, City Hall issued a statement. The mayor is delivering record housing starts, cleaner air through environmental initiatives, and vital support for communities across London. We reject the idea that this progress is anything but a benefit to the city. They also listed achievements like expanded cycling infrastructure, investments in public transport, and cultural projects aimed at boosting London's global profile. But Collett's warning wasn't just about London today. It was about London as a sign of the UK's tomorrow. He argued that the same policy patterns, high-profile cultural campaigns, rapid environmental reforms without full economic cushioning, and an emphasis on symbolic gestures are being adopted by leaders in other cities. Once something is trialed and normalized in London, he claimed, it starts to spread. Manchester, Birmingham, even smaller cities begin to copy it. The reaction online? A split down the middle. One Twitter user wrote, "Collett's right, what happens in London filters out. If it's good, fine, but if it's bad, we all pay the price." Another pushed back. "This is fear-mongering. London is modernizing and becoming more inclusive. Other cities following suit is a good thing." On Facebook, local community groups in cities outside of London lit up with their own comparisons. A Sheffield user posted, "We've just introduced a transport policy that looks a lot like London's, and honestly, it's working." Meanwhile, a Manchester resident commented, "Funny how we're also seeing more focus on PR than potholes." Historically, London has been a political trendsetter. Whether it was the introduction of congestion charges, large-scale environmental projects, or cultural rebranding campaigns, London's policy experiments often become models for the rest of Britain. That's why Collett's framing of London today, your city tomorrow, hits a nerve. Supporters of Khan argue that this is exactly how positive change spreads: trial in London, refine, and then roll it out nationally. Critics argue the opposite, that mistakes in London shouldn't be exported elsewhere. Insider perspectives are adding more fuel to the fire. A former London Assembly member, speaking to a local paper, noted, "There's truth to the idea that London's policies influence others. But whether that's good or bad depends on your politics and your postcode." A political analyst added, "Collett is tapping into a broader feeling of disconnect between national leadership and local priorities. When people outside London see changes they didn't ask for, they start to push back harder." Let's talk facts for a moment. London's housing affordability remains one of the toughest in Europe. Crime statistics are mixed, with some categories improving, but knife-related incidents staying stubbornly high. Public transport has bounced back post-pandemic, but funding remains a long-term challenge. Khan supporters point to environmental progress like the expansion of the ultra-low emission zone as proof of forward-thinking leadership. His critics say these moves hit working-class commuters hardest and fail to address core safety and affordability issues. Collett's warning taps into that uncertainty. For those already frustrated with local governance, it's a rallying cry: don't let your city become like London. For those who see London as a global leader, it's a chance to say, yes, follow this path. And in politics, perception can be more powerful than the data. So, what's the real takeaway here? The fight isn't just over Sadiq Khan's London. It's about the battle for narrative, who gets to decide whether London is a cautionary tale or a blueprint for the future. And make no mistake, that battle is already spilling out into council meetings, mayoral campaigns, and national policy debates. Collett has thrown down the gauntlet. Khan has defended his record. And the public, they're watching both sides, weighing their own experiences against the headlines. Where this goes next will depend on two things. First, whether London visibly improves in ways that residents, not just politicians, can feel in their daily lives. Second, whether other cities decide to adopt or reject London's current policy mix. Because the truth is, Britain doesn't change all at once. It changes city by city, policy by policy, mood by mood. And if London is truly the testing ground Collett says it is, then every pothole fixed, every knife crime headline, every bus route changed, could be shaping the next chapter for towns and cities hundreds of miles away. So as the debate rages on, one question hangs in the air: will the rest of Britain see London as a warning or a way forward? That choice, in the end, won't be made in City Hall or a commentator's studio. It'll be decided in ballot boxes, council chambers, and the quiet conversations happening right now, in every corner of the UK.